Hello there, here we are again. We are talking about Doge, and this definitely could be one of the biggest updates I have ever given on this channel about Doge. What I'm about to say may sound obvious, but it's something which a lot of people also do not know, and we're covering it all in this video. Make sure to leave a like on it and subscribe if you have not already. Again, we are trying to grow this channel. Do follow us on Twitter, it is at N2SFinance, you'll see it on your screen down here. Follow us on Patreon, link to that is in the description, and also go to www.com/marketsdaily.com to find all of our latest articles. Anyway, we're going to jump in and have a look at Doge because we do have some really interesting news which is actually making people quite fearful when we look into Doge. So we go over here, we can clearly see that JP Morgan says that Bitcoin may dump to $25,000 Cities Grayscale GBTC unlocks. So basically this is saying that the price of Bitcoin could drop. As you guys will know by now, when the price of Bitcoin drops, generally speaking, other cryptos do come along with it. So this is really important, and it definitely is all related to Doge. So if you're wondering why I'm going to be talking about Bitcoin a lot, that is why. And again, this is basically saying that this is potentially bound to drop to $25,000. And again, if that was the case, that would definitely have its own implications for Doge alongside other cryptocurrencies. But this is really where things start to get interesting, because yes, we do have this one theory which speaks about a price target of 25,000 potentially. And again, it talks about if Cities Grayscale's GBTC unlocks. And again, that's completely fine. But we also have a lot of data which points us in other directions when we look into this. So first things first, we're going to be looking at what is going on with crypto as a whole, and then actually generalize this more towards Dogecoin. So we're going to start off with Bitcoin and some news that we do have for Bitcoin. And obviously it is good news. The news reads, whales cause biggest daily accumulation spike with 60k BTC buys. And that is massive. You know, 1 day of accumulation of that much is a really big number from the whales. And I think that is what we should be looking at. So clearly, it's one thing to say, you know, this currency is going to be going down, crypto is going to be falling, and all that kind of stuff. Well, actually, we are seeing people buy more. We've seen the big money buy more, potentially even the smart money buy more, seeing this as the dip. And we are definitely seeing that, yes, Bitcoin is down for today, but obviously it isn't really too significant. And again, I do not believe that we are going to see a drop to 25,000. Yes, it is completely possible, and I am not a financial advisor, so do your own research and do not take my opinion for anything, as it is nothing but my opinion, but that is just my thoughts on this one. So that is some good news that we do see for Bitcoin. You know, people are still buying it. And specifically for Dogecoin, we're going to move on to this one down here, which says that Dogecoin becomes the 5th most traded cryptocurrency. Monthly volume hits 253 billion. That's a big number. People are clearly trading Dogecoin quite a lot. And this is something which I hear quite a lot from the bears on Doge. People try and say Dogecoin's dead, nobody's investing in Doge anymore. And you can believe what you want, guys, of course, but the numbers do speak for themselves. Whilst the price of the currency might not be going up as much as it once was, we are still seeing this currency being traded a lot more, so people are still putting money into it. And you know, because a lot of volume is being traded, to me it personally does indicate that people are still interested in Doge. And we're going to move on back to that info on Bitcoin now, because this is where things get interesting for the market as a whole in the crypto space. So basically, on-chain data suggests that overall accumulation of Bitcoin is going on. So we can see that overall accumulation of Bitcoin, and again, that article that we read at the beginning was trying to say this one could drop down to 25k. If it does drop to 25k, why would people not be selling? It does make sense for people to be selling if it's going to drop that low. But what we can see down here on the takeaway is that large players continue to accumulate Bitcoin in the past weeks. We can see that small retail hands join the fun. We can see that Sunday might be a good day to remember that. So Sunday bit is irrelevant, but we can see that the first two pieces of info definitely are relevant in my opinion. So people are buying, whether it be the retail investors or actually the bigger money. So you know what, when they're saying that money is going to be going out of these cryptos, well, the numbers do point differently. Now we can see down here that mining metrics show a buy zone, the investment activity is in a buy zone, the supply shock is in a buy zone, stock flow based on scarcity of the network is also in a buy zone. Yeah, funding rates are in a buy zone, and the only people who are in a sell zone is technical traders, and that comes from Willy Woo. And that is what I always think about technicals, guys. I do like to read technicals, I find it quite fun, but we can't go off technicals alone. There are some people who say technicals alone is the way to go. That is definitely not going to be the case, because obviously fundamental changes, especially in this case to the market, are something that we are clearly seeing. Whether it is becoming Bitcoin being more prevalent as we do go on, being accepted in more places, whether it is becoming Dogecoin becoming a bit more of a prevalent crypto as well. We are clearly seeing fundamental changes to cryptos, which definitely are going to have a positive influence long term. And yes, there definitely could be a short-term crypto crash. Don't worry about that. I do believe it could be the case, but ultimately, when we look to the long term, the fundamentals of cryptos are becoming more and more strong. Now, don't get me wrong, guys, some cryptos are more short-term plays in my opinion, and some cryptos are just terrible. Not all of them do have good fundamentals, but we are definitely seeing a few cryptos now shine through the light and obviously be something that actually could be used in the future. And again, it does beg the question, well, why are some people talking about cryptos being such failures? Well, one thing that we do know is a lot of people who are skeptical of cryptos, a lot of banks are quite skeptical of cryptos for obvious reasons. They deal in money, whether it be the United States dollar or some other currency. Crypto would not necessarily be good for their business. And again, it's just really interesting to see, and I think it does go back to the thing which I always say: please don't take advice from me, but also please don't take advice necessarily from anybody that is not your financial advisor, because you really should look at where these people's best interests are. I'm not saying that they are in other places, but one thing that I am saying is that it is something that you should think about when you're reading these news articles. Now, I know this is a crypto video, but a lot of you guys are probably, concentrating on AMC and GME as well, and whether you believe that a situation is going to happen, whether you believe it isn't. One thing that we are seeing is a lot of this FUD, this fear, uncertainty, and doubt. People trying to cast fear on others when it comes to investing in these two stocks. I think that is what we're kind of seeing now in the crypto space as well. I think a lot of people have realized crypto is going to be big, and again, Dogecoin, it started off as a joke, but now we have Elon Musk himself, the absolute legend, who is backing up this currency, so that really is going to give it some real world potential, and we are seeing that actually unfold in the real world. So I think this really is important information when we look onto Doge, when we see this, and actually look at where the fundamentals are in comparison to a few people's estimates. So as always, guys, thank you for watching, but I just want to say, just make sure you do understand where you get your data from, and make sure you look at the wider picture, because yes, crypto space could crash, don't get me wrong, things could unfold and could go negative for it, but again, there's always, even in a time of massive bull runs, there is always people saying, well, this is going to end tomorrow and we are going to see a massive crash. Sometimes it does, don't get me wrong, but if you say something enough times in the stock market, chances are you probably are going to be right some of the time. So I just wanted to remind you of that, guys. Please do stay safe out there. Thank you for watching through till the end, but let me tell you about our Discord. So on your screen you will be seeing the N2S Finance Discord. Obviously it is split into multiple sections. Basically at the top we have updates from me and all that kind of good stuff. If you scroll down a bit further we have the main sections where we focus on cryptos, SPACs and other hot stocks including penny stocks, even stable growth stocks as well, and we even have a special AMC GME chat. If you scroll down you can see some research and DD from the community. We also have funny memes and you can see actual contributions from members down here, and again if you do join us it is completely free, link is down below, but if you do want to become a Patreon you will actually get a pink sticker which will be displayed on your name, so your name will come up in pink as mine comes up in red down here, and that will show that you are a Patreon. But other than that, guys, you can join completely for free down below. You do not have to pay anything if you do not want to. Thank you for watching, see you soon.